Hello and welcome back to Football Tactics and Glory and the Manager's Journey DLC. Yes, thanks to Creo Team, I have been given access early to the new DLC, and I've been playing through it, and I have some stuff to show you. I have really enjoyed the game so far, and I've set up a few things that I'm gonna hopefully be able to take all y'all through. There are some things in the DLC that I'm not going to be able to show off simply because I haven't gotten to them yet, but I think there's a good amount here for me to show off that gives you a good idea if this DLC is right for you. Now, just a reminder, this DLC will require you to already have the base game and the Football Stars DLC. It is not compatible with just the base game, and obviously it's not a standalone experience. So, we've got a new mode here, and I'm going to start with the save that I've been using for a few seasons now, and just show off some of the new menus, new experiences, and all that included in this. We'll also get into a game here. I set it up so we've got the final game of the regular season. It might be a dramatic one, given the current state there. And then going into the off-season and how that works there. One thing I have noticed that I'm hoping will get patched up in the future is we are having a lot longer loading screens. There is just more to the game, so I definitely expected longer loading screens, but it would be nice to get those pared down a little bit. But there's a lot more simulating, so especially in the actual game itself here, we have a continuation of loading there. So here is my squad. Mampong. This is a new one in Ghana. We've got the new African countries here. I'll go and look at the countries. So for the African countries, you've got Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, South Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Zambia, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, and Ghana. Now, I'm down here with Ghana, but that's not actually where I started out my manager journey. So this is the third season in this world. And most of these screens are the standard ones. We've got the team, contracts, training, specialization, the club, upgrades, economy, trophies, attributes, statistics. All of this is usual. And then we have the coach screen. So this is how it goes here. First screen we've got is the demands. This is what the expectation of the season is from the president. We can see that the main goal for me here is to promote to the next league. Now, I've already done that. Based on the standings, which I'll show later, we're promoting. But you can also get satisfactory performance, just rank above 7, and there's no expectations for the Prestige Cup. And unacceptable performance, which would obviously get me fired, would be relegated from the league. And we can see the percentages here. Management wants me to succeed, plus 50%. Good position in the league, plus 50%. Excellent position in the league, plus 10%. And successful performance in the cup, plus 6%. So I made it to the round of 16 in the cup, and that's how I'm getting that performance there. And if you're above 100%, you are going to be able to come back to that job and get more of this reputation. If you get to 130%, though, you get some bonus reputation. So abilities, currently my coach is at level 12. We've got a bunch of different things here. We can do motivational match day speeches stuff. I haven't actually unlocked any of that because I've been looking at other things. Then we got individual training. You can focus on particular players. Youth work, you can prioritize which players you're getting from the academy, which is great if you have a specific need. Injured footballers. This one has been crucial. I actually did this with one of my players who got a 9-day injury, used this ability, and got them down to 5 days so they were ready for the next game. Crucial, and they scored a winning goal in that game. And then discount on a footballer from the past club. So just making it easier to basically steal players from your previous job. And we can look at the job here. And right now I've got 41 reputation. Maximum interest. I'm not seeing... Yeah, we're not too much going on here. We can, at some points, get the experience to ask for money or to improve the management's mood. And we'll get more into this once the season is over. But here's the career so far. So I started off in the amateur league with Helwan FC. And this is starting out with your typical starting team in Football Tactics and Glory. It's a team you expect to promote with. And I did. I managed to get 3rd place in the amateur league. And then the next season happened. And if you could see, we got 2nd place in the 3rd league off of that. And there is no reason that team should have promoted there. We had so many draws. We just didn't lose. That's how we managed to get there. And you can see the goals for, goals against, goal differential, your winning percentage, all the ones played, and then this is going to keep track over the course of there. But this is the big one. We've got the statistics. So this gives general stats. It is basically the stats for the teams, but you can go through the history, see how that goes, go through seasons, trends, everything like this. And you can go through footballers, and you can go to all clubs. So you can see who has scored the most goals for you across every club you have managed. So in the moment right now, Lala with 25 goals is my person, and they are part of Helwan. And you can see we had 21 goals with them in the first season and only 4 in the second. But they're still simming there. So you can see they've only scored 3 goals with them so far. But that's because that 8-month injury happened right at the end of the 3rd league season. So he lost pretty much the entire first half of the 2nd league season. So this is just going to build up over time. You can really dive into the coach statistics. Also, if you've noticed, there are different music tracks playing around as well. So here is our current state. We are 1 game away from the end of the season and 1 point ahead of our rivals behind us. We've only allowed 6 goals. Our hallmark is definitely our defense, and scored 26 goals. And then you can see the cups there and the Club World Cup. This is a new one and is one of the ones I haven't engaged with yet because I haven't made it up to the Premier League. But you are going to be playing across continents for this. Casablanca City, Barcelona, Tokyo, Sao Paulo. Lots of competitive games there. And then you've got the countries here, and you can actually go to the previous one. So I'm going to go to Egypt and see just how Helwan is doing in the 2nd league. Now, I had no desire to take that team to the 2nd league because I knew they were going to really suffer. And indeed, they are the 2nd to last team. What's surprising to me is that they're not the last place team. But they've also really developed since the amateur league. So I think they're going to be a competitive team in the 3rd league for a while, even after I left. But I wanted to take on a challenge with this squad and have a little more development with the club. As you can see, there's just a lot more that they've done than you would in a standard game have with the clubs you start with. So that's the new features in the direct stuff here. I'm going to go ahead to our final game here. And if we win this, we win the league. But it's not necessarily going to be easy. They've got a challenging team here. But we've got Rasak here, who's been crucial all season. And our defense, it's taken a while to develop them to the point we're currently at. But I'm hoping we can come away with one more victory. And so some of the stuff, I didn't play Football Stars as extensively as I might have wanted to because I was still doing the Manchester series, and I didn't have the time to go after that. So there are some stuff that I might not point out that is new that I'm just not aware of. But we can see, of course, and I know this is not new. We can see our history there. Last time we played the Goro FC, we came away with a 2-1 win. And I'm just hoping we can do it again. Mangaza is not a great goalkeeper, but they're set up to kind of block most of our strengths. But Rasak and Nsala are really strong forwards. But one of the things with a team like this, when you take over a computer team, there's very few skills that they have. Also, our defensive midfielder, who has been so crucial for us, is a bit tired. Just a bit. So we may have to figure out other ways to do it. But for the first half, we're gonna go there. And this screen comes up. We can change the formation. We can do the motivating. I don't have any of the motivations, so I can't do that. And then to the match, the standard screen. Here we go. And honestly, the in-game stuff is not all that changed here. Now, we're going to be going over with Rasak to try and get a shot through. And there we go. A goal off the bat. Got a lucky roll. And now it's time for us to hopefully do the same on the other end. Odafi has it past Mboa. I very much apologize to anyone who actually knows the pronunciation of these names because I'm not going to know them. So we can go to various ones. We could try and get it to him, but we can't even do the nutmeg skill at the moment. So instead, it's going to Rasak. And Rosak's just gonna go for the shot. It's a terrible shot. Silva has it, and that, yeah, Adafi's a central forward, so he's in there. We might have to do an offsides trap. Now, we are not strong in the middle. Our midfield is not great. And I'm a bit surprised he kept it there. But and there's some strong. Alright. BD did get it. Good takeaway. We are currently getting lucky at the moment. No one has particularly great defense, so I'm just gonna hold this. I've found that possession has been really important, and that's a foul. And injuries. Injuries has also been really big in this game. The reason we finished third in my first season of the league here was injuries mainly. Also, he's got good enough defense. I'm bringing back our one of our universal forwards. That's just how it goes here. And we're going to take Muhammad over to the side and going to try and hold this. So he's got level 1 slide tackle, so once Court comes up and takes this, we can try and take it back, depending on where he goes with it. If he goes up towards Shadow or the others, no, he does not. So, up to Muhammad. He wasn't able to take it. And I guess we'll... Oh, I didn't actually mean to do the slide tackle there. But that is the first half. We are up 1-0. We are just a little bit away. By the way, this is lowest actions, normal difficulty, and normal for the president requirements as well. I'll show you more about what that means when we go in and start an entirely new save. So I'm going to put Muhammad in the way. One of the things I've really enjoyed is being able to adjust formation a lot more during there. And the AI is just as willing to adjust formation. Surprised at the press. But Kaunda takes it, and I know he's exhausted, but if we keep it near there, we've got more of a chance, and this is a good opportunity for Rasak to put us up convincingly. 2-0. Now they're really in trouble. If they want to beat us, it's gonna be difficult. We're also gonna bring in Konanse because he's just too tired. He's not gonna be able to do anything. And that's an unsuccessful tackle there. Gets it down to Kanu. I'm still feeling pretty good because much like us, they don't have a lot of skills to go and get extra actions off of. So I feel confident that this is our game to lose. But we do need to be careful. Don't want injuries, especially with my experience in the previous season I had with losing a crucial player really late in the season. And back comes Kanu. So, Rasak is going to be too tired by the time we even get it down here, so it's going to be Nsala going for the shot, saved, and that is game, and that is a title for the team. And we've got these show-off screens here. But we actually have them after every round of the tournament now, and I'm not sure if that's new. I think it is. But that's a big win. I took over this team, and I wanted to win the league, and that's exactly what we did. We had some ups and downs. It took an incredible second half of the season for us to do it. In the 11 games we played in the second half, we went 9 wins, 2 draws, and 0 losses. And we're still possibly only going to win this by 1 point. And there we have it. Let's take that photo, save it, nicely done, and continue. And that is the end. They didn't even got off a shot. And so here's the progression screen. So it's taken me a little while to get to 12. We are now at exactly 1,000 experience for my coach, and 75 away from an upgrade. Been a little while though. And of course we've got the typical stuff here. In the match, we got the goalkeeper. We got one of our bench players getting an upgrade. No one else. Level up, I should say, not upgrade. And the match results for the rest of the teams. And yep, promoted to the next league. I chose that sponsor pretty well. And yeah, we did need to win that because we are still only 1 point ahead of Kintampo. If we had not beaten them, we beat them 1-0 in our last game against them. We tied them in our first game against them and then won in the second. And history-wise, we are 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. They are a good rival for us. And that is the goal completed. So we're going to go into the off-season now, and I'll show how that works out. And this is what I'm talking about. It's going to take a little while because it's simulating not just our Premier League and First League and all that, but every single country's one. So that's why you're going to have these moments where you're just waited around a little bit. It's not extensive, but it happens, it's noticeable, and hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. And this now completes the trajectory of me finishing 3rd in the first season I played, 2nd in the second season, and 1st in the third season. We literally cannot go better than that. And we got a lot of training, and let's see here, recovered, and new skills. We got long pass and 2 interception skills there. The long pass is from one of our defenders, although our oldest player on the entire team, so might not be around for too much longer. And the results, here we go. Rank 1 in there, round of 16 in the cup. And we look through the leagues there, we got 51 points. We had the most scoreless draws with 4. We were, again, the most boringly effective team. I've won that every single season so far. Least goals conceded, 6 goals. That's what I conceded in the last season as well. We had 16 out of 22 clean sheets. We've gone 13 matches without losing and 10 matches without conceding a goal. We look at the football players. Rasak is the man with the most man of the match ones, even though he got nowhere near the most goals. Seriously, Kabwitz scored more goals than we did in the entire season. Mbro was so crucial for us. Love defensive midfielders. Matches, anything of interest for us here? Most cards in a match. We had Kita get a red card against us and at least one of these yellow cards, I'm pretty sure. And there were 2 injuries in that match. Coincidence? No, it's not. There we go. Our biggest win was a 4-0 win. Our biggest defeat was 1-0. We scored 1.3 goals a match and conceded 0.3. Incredible. And we are going to continue. We've only got 2 players on the list here. No one on the cup lists. And once again, looking through, we had Rasak, Muhammad, Mbro, Makanjula, Rasak, and Muhammad there as well. Oh, Muhammad, that's impressive. I did not realize he got the most bet of the matches in the Prestige Cup despite us getting knocked out before the quarterfinals. And here we go. So, reputation increased by 24. You're an experienced manager. We managed to do that. And now, continue the work and promote to the next league in 4 years. So this is a 4-season contract. Every contract I've signed thus far has been 1 season, but sometimes you get these longer ones. The other options, though, are going to another team in the second league in Ghana, or going down to the amateur league in another country. So, looking at this team, there's a decent amount of talent here. But I would want to continue with the squad that I've been playing with. So I'm going to extend this contract, and we'll look at what possible things we have. Yeah, we're going District 113. But you'll get that option after every season to look through the contracts and see. And if you leave your club, as I found out, you get a not nasty, but a mail of betrayal at the end there. And then this is fairly similar to always. We've got a new Youth Academy player, giftedness of 1, and good defense and control. Always good for that. And oh my god, look at all those contracts. Wow. And the usual ones going through there. And someone wants to purchase our goalkeeper. That is less than I paid for the goalkeeper. No thank you. Also, Abu Hummus, the team that was trying to purchase there, is a former rival of Helwin's. And now this is big. We'd love to be able to get some of these passing skills ones, but gotta look at contracts in there. Honestly, could probably make it work. Anyways, so that's what I wanted to show you in this save. I think it's a pretty good view of what we've got here. And again, we're looking at, we've got some more reputation. Career finished there. We got a new trophy in there. You can see it in our trophy case. But now I want to show you how this whole thing works from the beginning here. So when you hit new game, you've got the option now to do normal game or sandbox. And now sandbox, you got the new usual options here, can change stuff there. But here's the new one. You've got the option to pick your name as the coach, your nationality, and how friendly, or choose how strict the president should be. So friendly, you're not going to be fired. Loyal, it's very rare. Adequate, that's the one I've been playing at. It's fine. I haven't been fired yet, but it's the lower leagues thus far. Strict, gonna be difficult. And very strict, of course, even more difficult. But additional here, you can set the starting amount of reputation you've got and the initial level of the coach. So you can make yourself a 99 overall coach or whatever you want there in Sandbox. Otherwise, you've got normal game. You set your options here. Set your coach here. We're going to continue with the coach I've got. And now you've got the option to either do basically what the standard is for the game thus far. You start with a team in the amateur league that's a good team. Quite a few older players, but some middle career players you can help develop and give you time before your younger players come in. This is recommended for the first time playing it. Balanced campaign start, friendly management, starting capital, decent squad, all that. This is what you get standard on there. And again, you go in, you select what team you want. It's all the same. You've got all the new countries down here, at least all the new African countries. I have not gone through to see to compare exactly which one of the... I know there are new countries in continents other than Africa. I just don't remember which ones. The other option is recommended for experienced players, and you are going to look for a job. So I'm going to look in the US, but this will give me options all across the Americas. And they're creating the football world. So again, this might take a little while. But usually you'll start off with 5 offers, and we'll look at what kinds of teams and what kinds of goals you'd be getting from the presidents in these cases. This is the big challenge. This is the one where you really get to develop and challenge yourself. So, we've got Riverside FC, Santa Ana del Yacuma, Lexington Fayette, Chulucanas, and Rurenabach. Now, you can see the goals here. Rank above 6, promote to the next league in 3 years, don't take last place, promote to the next league in 4 years. These are not good teams. We look at Riverside FC. You got a few young players, but there's only one with a giftedness of 2. And most of your squad is giftedness of 0. Actually, no, you've got Minor here with 2 giftedness as well on the bench. And then Santa Ana de Arma. And you can see, you've got 1 player with skills here. You have no players with skills here, and not even any players with 2 giftedness. These are the big challenges here. Yeah, and this is why it's recommended for experienced players only. So you go in, you're trying to take over these teams and get them anywhere, and you can see we've got 1 season 1s. Those are going to be the easiest goals, but they give the fewest reputations, so if you want to move on from that job, it's probably not going to happen at that time. So I'm going to accept the Riverside offer here, just to show off a little in there. We're going to do some quick matches, and I'm going to then continue onwards on there. Wait, why? Minor's my player. Don't... What the heck? I should not... That is my player. You can't sell my player. If I take him onto the squad, does that take him off there? No, he's still on there. Okay, so that's a bug. Just a small bug. And then you got all the training here. Pick out exactly what ones you're going to do. We're going to be great against the Rainbow Feint in a couple years. Long pass, love to see that. Nutmeg, let's see what we've got. We're going to go long pass, and you can do Nutmeg, Burkett. You might be a good attacking midfielder. Yes. And I'm not going to bother too much on other things. I might even simulate matches here to try and get to the point where I can show off the coach stuff. So we managed to get through the first half without any issues on there. No one has scored on us yet. I think we're gonna start the second half. They changed only one thing, and they did manage to score on a penalty kick. And you can see, only got a couple points for that. But yeah, I'm taking this real fast so we can get to the point where I can show you what a coach upgrade would look like. One experience gave us that much. He's not going to give us anything. So yeah, again, the goal. What was the goal for us here? Rank above 6. And our satisfactory performance is rank above 8. So long as we don't finish last, we're okay. Yeah. And we're just gonna keep going through this until I get to the upgrade. Again, take some time simulating. But yeah, this is, in my opinion, a nice addition to the game. It doesn't overhaul as much as, say, the Football Stars DLC did. That revolutionized the whole whole game there. Wow, we won that game. Nicely done, Compton. Did not expect you to be able to score there. And you get more points once you move up the leagues. If you saw, our victory in the third league gave us 20 points, so it's double the amount that you're getting here. And we got a lot of good points for these ones. Gotta build up this team because it is not a good team at the moment. Not in the slightest. And Compton here got us our first goal of the season. Can't believe we beat Anaheim. Anaheim's one of those teams you'd be starting with in a game like this. And what's our next game? We're taking on Honolulu. And once again, I'm going quick. We're going for simulation. Wow. Not much going on there. And once again, we come away with a victory. This is definitely not due to my managerial skills at the moment, because I am doing nothing here. We do have a good goalkeeper, and that makes things a lot easier for everyone. Minor getting a nice upgrade. And Compton getting closer to that forward upgrade. Build up that fandom here. And we're still in 5th, so we are currently fulfilling the objective, despite me not being involved. Honestly, I'm not sure me playing would have done any better here. So, we've got our next game against Santa Ana here. And we're hoping this goes well, because if it does, we'll be close to getting there, and that's an injury for Allardyce. And one for Hendricks as well. Apparently we are getting a little aggressive here. Wow, how have we not gotten a red card yet? So the draw puts us, I believe, yep, we are 1 point away from upgrading. So no matter what the result in the next game, we will upgrade. And we've got a forward upgrade for Compton here. And we'll give him Rainbow Fate. And the next game will be the last one I do on this video. Kree got 2 yellow cards, so he's suspended. Also, one thing I do know was included that I don't think I've mentioned thus far is there is a system you can... okay. The away goal rule is gone for the cup matches. I believe you can bring it back depending on in settings, but I'm not positive about that fact. But it does mean that more of the games are going to end with penalty shootouts, although I still have managed not to have any. And that's a draw for the final game there. And we'll see how the upgrading works here. So, the upgrades work in two ways here. You either get this one where you're choosing one of the abilities, or you get to choose between money and glory that you get. So I believe it alternates each level up. There, so we have discount on a footballer from the pass club. No need to use that. Inspire footballers. Each footballer receives a random amount of motivation at the start of a half, and then individual training. We're gonna do inspire footballers, and I actually lied. We are going to look quickly at how that works. And Oglesby, he came in for just that match and performed pretty well, apparently. Well enough to get the man of the match or whatever. But we lost some fans from that game. Sometimes you hemorrhage fans in this. It's surprising. Yes, Kree is back, so he'll move back into the lineup. And then we've got the cup match here. So, Corpus Christi in there. Alright, so apparently, yeah, start of a half, we can inspire them. So we'll inspire our team here and see if that can help them get by. That is already a goal. Nicely done. Let's inspire them again. We're going to win this. Nicely done. That's a 3-0 win. Although we did lose a player or two there. And of course, cup matches give you far more for experience and for the upgrades there. Nicely done, this team. We've got an upgrade here for Garrison. And head play, I was looking for that. Nicely done. So that's basically how it works in there. I hope you enjoyed this look at there and my initial impressions. My initial impressions are pretty positive on this. It is just an improvement on the formula, and it adds a lot more variety to how you can play. You can still play the way you always have if you want, but the ability to move between clubs is a big thing, taking on challenges, and going to teams that have a little more built-up infrastructure on them, I've found is very fun, instead of having to build it all myself. But also, it offers even more chances to give you a nice rebuild. So that's going to be it from me for this. The game may appear again at some point if I've got an idea, but I don't plan on any large series involving Football Tactics and Glory anytime soon. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, comment below your thoughts. Are you excited for the DLC? Planning to get it? Any particular modes you're looking forward to? Let me know. Subscribe to keep following the channel, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and happy gaming.